Our parents are fighting, the empire is cracking, but Bitcoin doesn't care. Chapter 1, who are our parents? Donald Trump, Janet Yellen, Scott Bessent, Jerome Powell. Those are our parents. Listen, if your parents are fighting in front of the family, I would say that means things are going poorly.
Will someone please pass me the fucking asparagus?
I'm not going to be a part of this.
Shut up!
That's what feels like is happening for the United States. Question to Janet Yellen. Do you talk to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent at all? She replied, no, I don't. He has succeeded in undoing everything that was a priority of mine at Treasury. This goes well beyond China. Bessent, when asked to comment, said, sadly, these bitter comments come as no surprise. Secretary Yellen's greatest priority was leaving me and the American people with the largest deficit to GDP in American history when our country was not at war or in recession. I couldn't even tell you what Secretary Yellen's China policy was, aside from consuming beer and mushrooms. Mic drop. Mic drop. What? This is the current Secretary of the U.S. Treasury dunking and shitposting the former chair of the Fed? Dad, Mom, what are you guys doing? At least do it in private. This was Bessent last week on Fox Business.
The Fed is the house. It's a casino. The casino doesn't lose money. The players are the ones that lose money.
The Fed is a casino. They're the house. They always win. Who loses is the people. Direct quote. Direct quote. Do you guys understand? The Fed is the central bank for the US dollar, for the world reserve currency, and the United States is going to great lengths to undermine any ounce of credibility that they've ever had. The President of the United States was headed over to the Fed to demand what rate he wanted. Sorry, I'm just going to say that again. National news in the United States reporting that the President of the United States was going to walk over to the Federal Reserve and demand how expensive he wanted money to be. Okay. So what did President Trump do? He literally walked over to the building, got in front of a camera, and embarrassed the shit out of the current sitting Fed chair.
So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed.
Yeah, it just came out.
That wasn't about understanding what the total budget was. Of course it wasn't. What was that about? Undermine the Federal Reserve, undermine what they do, undermine why they exist, imply they're stupid, imply they're incompetent, imply things need to change. The US dollar, as we know it, is functionally changing.
When we have a strong dollar, one thing happens, it sounds good. But you make a hell of a lot more money with a weaker dollar, not a weak dollar, but a weaker dollar than you do with a strong dollar.
What you are seeing is the death of an empire. What you are seeing is an active remaneuvering of capital flows, of monetary relationships, and ultimately, they are maneuvering themselves to a point where it is politically okay to restructure how the Federal Reserve works. Now, don't get it twisted. Am I against that? Audit these motherfuckers. Are you kidding? I can audit Bitcoin every 10 minutes for free on my laptop.